Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be taking you on how to cut a pant trouser. Easy way to cut a pant trouser. So these are the measurements that we'll be using to get the easy way. You can see the length, the waist, the thigh and the knee and the trouser down. So to get this, you can see that we've placed our material. Always remember to place the wrong side of the material. So the first thing you do is you draw a straight line at the top of the material. This straight line is considered the waistline. Then you take the full length of the trouser measurement, and you know our full length for this is 35. You mark out 35, then you give a 2 inches allowance for the folding allowance for the trouser down. So you can see the full length is 35, then an extra 2 inches allowance. Then the length, which is 35, you divide it into four different places. So you can see that's what I'm doing. The first division is 17 and a half, while the fourth one is 8 and quarter. So you can see, so I'll mark 8 and quarter from the waist length to give me, then I'll mark another 8 and quarter until I get to my trouser down. Then after you might have done that, then you draw a straight line from your 2 inches allowance down to your normal length, which is 35, then down to the other part we chalked out after dividing our normal length into four different parts. So you can see I'm drawing the line. So I'll be having a total of 5 lines. One line for the extra folding allowance. So this is me taking the pocket length. So you can see from the waist line you mark 7.5 for your pockets. Then at the top you mark a total of 2 inches. So this is how you get your easy pocket alignment. Then from the edge of your material you map out 1 inch until you get to your half length. Then you draw a straight line. Remember, you draw a straight line from the pocket line, which is 7.5, down to the trouser length. So you can see this is me joining the straight line that I've gotten from the 1 inch from my trouser down, the 1 inch from my knee knee length, the 1 inch from my half length, joining it to that pocket um, lining. So after doing that, you you then bring out your thigh. So this is me trying to bring out the thigh of the measurement. So you can see, oh, okay, this is the waist. Yes, this is the waist, sorry. So you divide your waist into four places. Then you take your waist from the pocket into four places, your waist into four places. Then you mark it down. Okay, this is me taking my thigh. So you can see I'm dividing the thigh into two, which happens to be 11 and quarter. Then you add extra half inch. So you can see what I'm doing. From that point, that's where you would start from. Then you mark, then you minus, go backward by 1.5. So you can see you go backward by 1.5. So you can see what I did there. If you are still confused, you can ask question in the comment section. So this is me taking my trouser down. Then this is me marking my knee length. then this is the half length. So this is me taking the half length. So if you have any questions, you can ask. So this is the trouser down, which happen to be 6. Then the knee, you add an half inch to the knee, making it 6.5. Then to get your half length, you would have add an extra 2 inch to your knee measurement. Now this trouser down is 6 inches. So you take out 6 inches, then you move to your knee, you add an half inch to the 6 inches, which will which will be 6.5. Then to get your half length, you'd add 2 inches to the 6.5, making it 9.5. Then your normal thigh, which you divide into two. Now don't forget that while taking your measurements, always take your measurement for the knee, because everybody has different sizes for their knee measurement. So after doing this, you can see, then you start joining with your ruler. So you start joining the lines from your trouser down. This is me joining down to the knee. This is me joining from the trouser down to the knee, then joining from the knee to the half length, then from the half length to my thigh line. So you can see, then from my thigh line, I will join to the waistline. So you can see the way I am joining it. So you can see how neatly it is being sketched out. So time to cut. You can see me cutting from that pocket 7.5. Then you cut 1 inch, then you start cutting from half inch straight to the 1 inches that we marked out from the beginning. So you can see the way I'm cutting it gently and very neat. Don't rush while cutting to avoid mistakes. So you can see how I'm cutting it gently. So if you are still confused at this point, feel free to ask your question in the comment section, and I would avail you a better answer and a good answer. So you can see me cutting. This is the waistline I'm cutting. So I will stop here. Then you see me create a notching. That's for the pockets. So now you would notice while I'm cutting this, I will get to a point, I would make a curve. You can see that curve. Yeah, that is the curve. So you would make sure that if you can't do the curve with a free hand, then I'll advise before you start cutting, you run a sketch. You run a sketch of that curve that I did at the tie line. So you can see. Okay, now I'm done cutting the front part of the trouser. So you can see how it looks like. You can see how it looks like. Actually, am I'm cutting two materials at the same time, a white and a blue, a sky blue. So you can see how how the front looks like. Now this is we trying to get the back part of the trouser. So you can see the way I flipped the the front part quietly, and you arrange them very well to avoid one part surpassing the other. So you can see now from that 1.5 marking from the tie line, you mark out 3.5 inch. Don't forget 3.5, not 3 inches, 3.5 inches. So you can see from the 1.5, then you draw a straight line joining it. So you can see, so this is for the sewing allowance. Then this is me going down to the half length. You give a mark of 2 inches, 2 inches. 2 inches. Then this is me going down to the knee line, another 2 inches. Then this is me going down to the trouser down, another 2 inches. So you can see the trouser down 2 inches, the knee line 2 inches, the half length 2 inches, but from your thigh it is 3.5. So after doing this, you cut out from the pocket line. You can see from the pocket line, not the other part, from the pocket aspect. So you cut. You can see me cutting straight, gently, with cautiousness. So I got to this place. Look at what I did. I bent that pocket. You can see what I did. Always remember to do this. Always remember to do this. And maybe if you are just watching this as a beginner, always remember to watch this video whenever you want to do your cut a trouser material. So now you can see me adjusting the front to meet up with those lines that I marked out, which is the 3.5, the 2 inches, and the 2 inches for the trouser down. So you can see that after doing adjusting, so you can see me cutting them out, following the front line pattern. And always remember to cut out excesses. Yes, always remember to cut. So this is me cutting out the excesses so that there will be an alignment. So you can see this is me cutting the back. You can see that curve. Always remember to cut gently so that you won't cut into your main material. So this is me giving it a back allowance of 1.5 inch. So you can see an allowance of 1.5 inch. So I'll cut straight to that point. Then I would cut it slanted to meet up with the pocket side. So you can see me cutting it to meet up with the pocket size. If you still have any question, or maybe you are confused at any point, please feel free to ask me any question whatsoever, and I promise to give you a clear and a vivid answer. So you can see what I'm doing there. Most of us would cut at exact line with the tie, but you can see I left a 1 inch space before I did the cutting. So you can see what I'm doing. You see that 1 inch space, it is very necessary. So you can see how it is looking now. So doing this, your trouser cutting rather is what is ready. Is ready. You can see it is ready. This is the easiest way. There are other ways you can cut, but this is one of the easiest way you can cut. So please subscribe to my channel if you find this helpful. And if you are confused, don't forget to ask your question in the comment section. Let us have a dialogue on this. Please subscribe, and don't forget to always chalk the wrong side of your material. You can see that is what I am doing, so that I won't confuse the right side with the wrong side. Okay, now this is me taking the back dart with a 4 inches. Then you just notch a little. So please subscribe to my channel so you can see easy way to what cut your pants trouser. You can see very easy. Once you sew it,